Police today walk a man into court to face charges that are tied to his friend's death. According to police, he admitted to pushing his friend into the Charles River yesterday, but he didn't realize the victim was unconscious. News 5's Reid is live along the Charles right now. Reid?
And an afternoon of drinking led to a very poor decision. What was intended to be a joke resulted in a death.
No, absolutely not.
He says he meant no harm. Lenny Flores says it was an accident. Prosecutors call it manslaughter.
Playing around, I pushed him in the river.
Flores admits he and best friend Mitchell Harrison spent yesterday afternoon drinking along the Charles River. About 3 hours. He also admits to pushing his passed-out friend into the river.
He noted that the victim was either sleeping or unconscious on the dock at that time, and he did observe the defendant before he pushed the victim into the water using his legs.
Harrison, a young father from Watertown, spent 30 minutes submerged underwater before he was pulled out. He died early this morning at the hospital. Flores' attorney says her client and the victim knew each other since middle school, and there was absolutely no bad blood between them.
I actually was the one to inform that the passing of his friend, and he's extremely emotional, having heard about it. He's devastated.
As is Flores' mother, in court supporting her son outside, trying to explain what happened.
They were close friends, the two of them. They went to their high school together. Now this accident is terrible, terrible.
Lenny Flores is being held on a $25,000 cash bail. He's back in court at the end of July. Live along the Charles River, I'm Reid Lamberty, WCVB News Center 5.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Ed Harding.
And I'm Heather Unruh. Selena's mother calling for the death penalty tonight. Reid Lamberty begins our breaking news coverage. He's live in Berlin, New Hampshire.
5 very long years the Cass family waited, Ed and Heather. Turns out the accused killer was always right there, a member of the family. Tonight, the 11-year-old victim's mother says she always knew. It's been 5 years since Louisa Cass last saw her ex-husband Wendell Noyes. Today, he was dressed in orange prison garb, his face plastered on a television. Noyes arraigned with a charge of murdering Louisa's daughter.
Betrayal, a monster. I want the death penalty.
Louisa doesn't mix words when talking about her husband of 9 months. The couple was married when Selena Cass disappeared in July of 2011. Days later, the 11-year-old's body was found in the Connecticut River, not far from her West Stewartstown, New Hampshire home. Details of the crime have been sealed, but prosecutors say Noyes intentionally drowned Selena.
Finally an arrest. Exactly. Finally, after 5 years, we're going to get justice.
Noyes was arrested yesterday at a state hospital where he has been since December, being treated for psychological issues. No plea was entered in court today because both his and the state attorney remain uncertain about his mental competency. Jane Young is with the Attorney General's office.
This case has stayed on our desk, and Selena has stayed in our hearts.
Cass says she always suspected her ex of murdering Selena. She also believes he had help. She openly wept in court, looking at the face of the man she once loved, who prosecutors say murdered the love of her life.
Almost 3 years of my life. I don't remember any of it. Trying to come to the reality and face all of what's been going on.
Wendell Noyes will continue to be psychologically evaluated. It does appear at this time that his defense is setting up to be that of insanity. Live tonight in Berlin, New Hampshire, I'm Reid Lamberty, WCVB News Center 5.
Man in Lawrence, he's facing multiple charges. He's accused of abusing a woman for days on end. Police say he raped this victim and then threatened to kill her. News Center 5's Reid Lamberty live in Lawrence with the details on this horrifying case, Reid.
Yeah, those details, Maria, so graphic, so violent in nature that we are withholding most of them. Court documents here paint a very terrifying picture of what happened to that young mother at the hands of her boyfriend. His face was well hidden, but the crimes of which Kevin Gill is accused are well documented. Aggravated rape, kidnapping, mayhem, all involving his girlfriend.
Everybody was like, what made him snap? You know what caused this?
The charges come as a surprise to neighbors as the 27-year-old Gill stands accused of raping his live-in girlfriend at gunpoint inside the Lawrence apartment. The victim told police the problem started last Wednesday, continued for 2 days, that Gill bounded her hands and feet with a clothesline, removed all but one bullet from a .357 handgun, spun the cylinder, and asked her about her luck. Court documents also reveal Gill was going to wait for the woman's twin daughters to be dropped off at the house so that she could say goodbye to them before he killed her. Gill is also accused of burning his girlfriend with a lit cigarette on her neck and genitals. Friday afternoon, she escaped the apartment as Gill slept, ran outside naked with her hands still tied, screaming for help.
This whole area was surrounded. There had to been like 30 cops. We saw the dogs, we saw the pistols, we saw the rifles, we saw everything.
The cops opened my door, had guns to my face, and we just had to get out.
Police response was swift as the initial 911 call came in as a home invasion, and the suspected robber was still in the apartment with a gun. Gill was arrested. His girlfriend rushed to the hospital.
She's just shooken up. She's really in a daze.
And the gun that Kevin Gill reportedly used, a .357 handgun, was stolen from a home in Manchester, New Hampshire back in 2014. Kevin Gill being held without bail tonight. His brother told us outside of court that Gill has a mental disability. We're live in Lawrence tonight. I'm Reid Lamberty, WCVB News Center 5.